You'll get a number of challenges associated with university life in your first year. However, our teaching and learning unit will ensure that your transition from high school to university is a seamless one, filled with growth and, most importantly, with academic success. We have put together a number of programs that assist you in navigating this transition. Some of these include academic support program, the first year experience, which deals with transition challenges. We are going to hold you by hands, and the writing place, which will assist you with academic writing. I urge you all to take advantage of these services. Learning now is 24/7, 24 hours, 7 days a week. Remember, we do not have teachers at university. We have facilitators. So you must be able to learn on your own because you are responsible for your own learning. You must be an independent and autonomous student. You must use strategies to help improve your learning skills by doing them independently. You will learn in class with your lecturer and also outside of class. That's why we talk about flipped classroom. You will access material. You will learn anywhere, anytime. So remember, get support from teachers. Get support from your lecturers. So you are going to get teacher to student support. We are going to support you. We have on-site and online consultations. So please book a slot, book your slot. If you don't understand something, please book a slot. You will also get support from fellow students. So you're going to get student-to-student support. You guys must form WhatsApp groups, and discussions will be on the learning management system. At university, we have the learning management system. It's called the Learn 2023, also called Moodle. So we are going to have discussions. You guys are going to have discussions on Moodle, and your lecturer is going to participate as well. So you are going to learn from your fellow students. So it's very, very important that you are part of the group, this WhatsApp group discussions. Remember, procrastination can cause various issues for you as a student. You see, procrastination can affect you negatively. Time management, missing important deadlines, or perhaps rushing to complete assignments and not getting a good mark, academic performance. You can get worse exam results because of procrastination, worse marks, and more course failure or course withdrawal. Even emotional well-being and mental physical health. You can have increased stress, even increased rate of illness. So please stop procrastination and start studying. Please, from the beginning, start studying. If you don't understand, please ask. You are going to get help. Let me share a poetry quote by Ella Dickey. You will have obstacles, no doubt, but whatever gets in your way, find a different route. Let me repeat this one. You will have obstacles, no doubt, but whatever gets in your way, find a different route. Let me also share another analogy by Professor Mkhize. This one is mine. Please make sure that you acknowledge it when you use it. For you to be safe during the stormy weather, please further your studies like you are doing it now. We are going to further your studies. So it's important to further your studies. When you further your studies, it's like you are building your own beautiful house. Right now, you are building your own beautiful house. No one can demolish this house because certificates will be written in your name. The undergraduate degree that you are going to do now, it's a solid foundation for your house. Remember, you are building a house. It is incomplete by finishing your undergraduate degree, you'll be having a solid foundation. Now we must put walls. To put walls, it means now you must further your studies. You must do your honors and do postgraduate studies. Yes, you'll be having walls. Your house is not complete. To complete your house now, you must also put roof. To put roof, now it means you must do your masters. Now you've got a house, but it's not protected. To protect it now, you must do a PhD, a doctor of philosophy. Now we are protecting your house. We are putting fence. We are saying this is my territory. This is my area of specialization. Now your house is protected. Decorate it. To decorate it, you must publish your work now. We have accredited journals where you must publish your work and become a full professor and become an associate professor and become a senior professor. So it's very, very important that after completing this undergraduate degree, of which I know you're going to get, because I know you're going to work hard, you're going to ask for support. We are going to support you. Please make sure that you finish your undergraduate and you further your studies. Students, I wish you all the success in the world as you start this new chapter in your life. Nisebenze kahle. Thank you very much. Ngiyabonga. Thank you. Over to you, MC.
And, thank you, Prof. Mkhize, for the welcome to our first year students. My name is Dr. Anna Bengesai, and I'm the head of the Teaching and Learning Unit in the College of Learning Management Studies. So I'm just here to introduce to you the team that you'll be working with as first year students. We have Ms. Prim Naidu, who is our head of academic monitoring and support in the College of Learning Management Studies. She will speak to you shortly about academic monitoring and support. We, like Prof. Mkhize has said, we have a number of programs, support programs that are meant to assist you as first year students. We also have what is called student support services. The head of student support services in our college is Ms. Ishara Maharaj, and her team. They will be addressing you on Friday, but I'm sure they are here in our as part of the panelists today. So maybe you will see them, during the Q&A. So we have student support services. It's a team of accredited psychologists who will also support you. We also have our first year experience program, and I'm sure most of you have already had some interactions with this team. You have heard about the mentors, the WhatsApp groups. So this team is also going to address you. We have Dr. Jere, who is the team leader, and then we have your first year experience coordinators who are going to address you, as well as your mentors. So whatever issues you have with your studies, we are there to assist you. So we offer you academic support. We also offer you social support, which is a different department, but we work closely together. So we are just here to say, please do not suffer alone. You've got a team, your big sisters, you've got your big brothers who are there to support you. You've got a team of, specialists who are there to support you. This journey, it shouldn't be lonely. This journey shouldn't be, difficult, because the support is there. So feel free to contact any of the people that I have mentioned. So now I'll hand you over to Ms. Prim Naidu, who is going to speak to you about academic support services that we have in our college. Thank you.
Good morning to all my colleagues in the College of Law and Management Studies. A special welcome to obviously our incoming first years, to our first time new entry students. Welcome to the College of Law and Management Studies. My name is Prim Naidu. I'm the coordinator for the Academic Monitoring and Support portfolio. Now, it's an important portfolio that applies directly to our F10s, our first year students, because you're coming through from matric, which has been challenging. We know you've done a lot of hard work, you've studied, and now you've got your foot in the door. And I think that's what I need to emphasize. So you've done 11 years of schooling, your 12th year was last year, and now you're entering a university environment, which is considered your tertiary level of education or schooling. You've done primary, you've done secondary, and now you're entering the tertiary education landscape. The tertiary and the higher education landscape is different. Different doesn't necessarily mean more difficult than your previous schooling phases, but it does mean we are extending you academically, we are extending you socially, you will be extending yourself mentally, physically, spiritually, but mostly academically. And we need to know, and you need to know how to balance out all those challenges as you've been extended. Academically, it's a new environment where you will be challenged with cognitive and intellectual content that is at a very, very high level. But if you put in the requisite hard work and effort and dedication and sacrifice, and this is where the sacrifice comes in. If you put in that hard work, dedication, effort, and sacrifice, you will win the rewards at the end of the day. You will reap the rewards. I'm briefly going to talk to you about the academic monitoring and support policy. It's in your college handbook on page 22, 23, 24, and 25. I'd like you to take a moment this afternoon, once the session is over, for you to review that policy, and I will be available tomorrow if you have further questions regarding that policy. So it's on pages 22, 23, 24, and 25 of your college handbook. Your college handbook is online on the UKZN website under the College of Law and Management Studies. So please, that's your homework for today. Review that college handbook as well as your curriculum requirements for your degree. So the BCom accounting degree is there with all the curriculum requirements, your B admin degree is there, your BCom general degree is there, your foundation degree is there. You need to please review your curriculum as well. So you've got homework today, which is your degree qualifications. Look at the curriculum and look at the academic monitoring and support policy on pages 22, 23, 24, 25. Briefly, the policy is there to support all of you as first year students. So if you underperform at the end of semester one, so it's no more term one and term two that you were used to in your previous schooling phase, it is now semester one, which runs from the 16th of Feb officially, 13th of Feb next week to the end of June, your 13-week lecture period. June, you will write your exams and you should get your results in July 12th, around July 12th. So that's your first semester. Once you get your results after your first semester, the academic monitoring and support program or policy will flag you as either a green student, that means you're in good academic standing, you're performing well, either an orange student, which means you are at risk and we're worried about you because you failed one or more of your 5 modules, which are your subjects that you registered for. And then the third code that you may be given is a red code, which means you are a probation student and you are severely underperforming. And that means that that's high red flag saying we are really concerned about you. Now, the important thing for you to note, when you are a green student, good academic standing, it means you've passed 70% of your credit load. That is calculated by the college office, so you don't have to worry about that. What that means in simple English is you've passed 4 out of your 5 modules, or possibly 3 out of your 4 modules that you registered for in semester 1. To me, that is still not good because a university student should be passing all modules that they are registered for. So if you registered for 5 modules for semester 1, you should pass all 5 modules. If you registered for 4 modules for semester 1, you should pass all 4 modules. So to make this policy really accessible and easy for you to understand is you must ensure you pass all your modules. Then this policy doesn't apply to you. You're a good student. You're not even a good academic student that is green. You're a student above green, which means you're passing all your modules. Now, under the academic monitoring and support portfolio, I'm going to leave the policy now because I've explained to you, you just need to focus on passing all the modules you are registered for in your curriculum. So when you find your curriculum today for homework, check your 4 or 5 modules and you need to ensure you've passed them. The policy won't apply to you. However, if somehow you've put in your best foot forward and you're still struggling and you failed one of your modules, we do have support services available for you. We have the ADO program, which are academic development officers. These are senior students doing their master's or their PhD, and they are here to help you with your undergrad modules. So the ADOs run what's called supplemental instruction sessions. It's over and above your core academic program, which are your lectures, your TUCs, and your practicals, especially for ISTN modules, information systems and technology. So the SI sessions are over and above the formal academic program. And this is peer-assisted study sessions where you sit in these sessions and the ADOs guide you through how do you approach the studying of concepts and constructs and theories, application of theories. How do you actually study that module in the way that's going to ensure your success at the end of that module? So these sessions will be run from the second week of Feb. That should be around, I think, the 23rd, 24th, the following Monday. SI sessions will run a week following your formal academic program, which starts on the 13th. SI sessions will run the following week, which is the second week of lectures. And I need you to book into those modules. In particular, it will be the Accounting 101 modules, the Economics 101 modules, Information Systems and Technology 101 modules. Those are the level 1 bulk or high enrollment modules where most of our first years are sitting for those modules. So you'll see SI sessions being run. You need to also book them on your timetable and ensure you attend those sessions. These sessions helps you and prevents any underperformance or failure for test 1, for test 2, for test 3. So you need to ensure you're booking yourself into the SI sessions. So that's the ADO program run by the ADOs, and they're implementing supplemental instruction sessions, additional sessions over and above the formal program. Then we have the writing place. The writing place is coordinated by Ms. Sarenta Naidu. When you need help with your written assignments, you need to send your written assignments to Sarenta. You will get all these details from your mentors and your coordinators during the course of the week, so you don't have to worry right now. You send your draft into Ms. Sarenta Naidu a week in advance. So she needs to look at your written assignment a week in advance, and she will distribute it to the writing place tutors who will give you guidance regarding academic writing conventions, referencing, how to avoid plagiarism, how to work with Grammarly, how to work with Turnitin. So all of this will be provided to you through the writing place, coordinated by Ms. Naidu. So 1 week in advance, you need to forward your written assignments into Ms. Naidu. The last program I'm going to conclude now will be Dr. Joseph Jerry, who is the program coordinator for the first year experience program. This is the third support service run under academic monitoring and support portfolio. And this is the FYE program where you all will have been assigned a peer academic mentor and a peer wellness mentor to assist you to transition academically and socially into the university landscape. I'm going to conclude there and just remind you all to make use of the supplemental instruction sessions run by the ADOs, make use of the writing place coordinated by Ms. Sarenta Naidu, and please ensure you keep in touch with your peer academic and peer wellness mentors coordinated by Dr. Joseph Jerry. I thank you and I wish you all the very best for your journey going forward for this year at UKZN. Dr. Jerry, or to the MC, Dr. Anna Bengasai. Thank you, colleagues. Thank you, students.
Thank you, Ms. Naidu, for the introduction of the academic support program. I think I just need to emphasize that in as much as we have these different academic support programs, what you need to understand as students is that they all fall under the teaching and learning unit. So they are not, it's not like the writing place is separate. They are all part of the writing place, provides writing support, supplemental instruction, they provide content support, ADOs, they provide content support as well as academic skills. And then we have our first year experience, which is there to help you with, overcoming some of the challenges that you experience as first year students. So there are different programs, but they all fall under one umbrella. So over to you, Dr. Jerry.
Okay, good morning, everyone. I'd like to begin by acknowledging the presence of our Dean for Teaching and Learning, Professor Msiza Mkhize, and also acknowledging all other colleagues in the Teaching and Learning unit as well. Now I'd like to turn my attention to you guys. I'd like to turn my attention to the students that have logged into this orientation session. And I wanted us to have a conversation around your coming into university. So where am I starting from? I'd like to talk about the fact that when you are in high school, there's a way that you did things, okay? There are different rules that applied when you're in high school. There's a different way, the ways that you would study, there are ways that you would dress, and so on and so forth. So as you come to the university as well, the university also is very similar in that sense, okay? The university as well also has a way of doing things. Now, the university has a way of doing things in terms of how do you study when you're at university? You need to apply different formulas, different approaches. We also have different ways on how do you actually construct your essays. We have certain ways, certain rules that we also apply. For instance, when you're writing an essay, there's certain sources of information, what we refer to as academic sources of information that we use. So you as a student who's just coming in fresh from high school, you come into your university, how do you get to know the do's and don'ts, the rules, the approaches, the ways that are more successful than the others, and so on and so forth? Now, this is specifically talking about the academic side. There's also different ways of how to actually adjust in the university. We're talking about how do you manage your social life? How do you go about, being able to find a room? How do you go? I'm having problems with my room and I don't know who to talk to. Okay, I'm having problems with my roommate. I don't know how to adjust. I don't know. I'm trying to find a place where I can actually go and socialize. I want to know, how do I go about joining a football team? How do I go about joining a hockey team, and all sorts of things. So the university is a huge community. You guys coming in, I'm sure there's a lot of anxiety. I'm looking in the group chats. I just sent out a message that I think is for the attention of all the students that are joining in. And I'm seeing other students now are following there, and they're panicking, and they're making groups to say, oh, this is a group for accounting students. This is a group for so-and-so students, trying to bundle yourself together. Don't be scared. Don't panic. The university creates all sorts of mechanisms that will allow you to assimilate, to transition from high school, to come into the university in a very, very orderly manner, in a very successful way. Now, one such program that does this, that helps students to transition into university, like Prof. Msiza Mkhize actually just mentioned, like Dr. Bengesai also mentioned, and like also Ms. Naidi also mentioned, there's a program known as the First Year Experience Program. Now, what is this first year experience program? The core mandate, the main purpose of the first year experience is to help you guys who have just come out of high school to assimilate into the university, to be able to assimilate academically. So there's an academic component of the first year experience, and also to assimilate into the university socially. Now, how is the first year experience going to work? So each one of you, as a first year student, will be assigned what is referred to as a mentor. Who is a mentor, you might ask? So a mentor is a senior student in the same college, a student who has got way more experience, very experienced, and the mentors will be able to hold your hand and guide you through this year in how to actually transition into the university lifestyle, both in terms of academics and also in terms of socially. So this is a very professional student who you can go to if you are facing certain challenges. Also, not only do we have our first year experience mentors in these different groups that I've just given out for you guys to join, we also have coordinators. So the first year experience mentors have coordinators who manage them, and you can also talk to the coordinators in the groups. Also in those groups, I myself will appear. So, you know, you should know that we are all there to assist you, all there to hold your hand, and all there to make sure that you actually have a beautiful first year in your university here at University of KwaZulu-Natal. So I really hope that, you know, you're going to have a good time. Remember, university is a mix of, you adjust academically, you also adjust socially, and so on and so forth. Please enjoy your stay when they're in the university. If you have any challenges, know that your mentor is right a click away to actually assist you. Remember, we're going to be having these mentorship sessions both online and physically. So I'm hoping to see you guys on the chats. I'm hoping to also meet some of you, you know, in person as well. So welcome to the university. Welcome to the first year experience. Please go through the groups. I've just sent out a message again. You can go into the groups, look at where you fall. If you're in BCom you're doing BCom Foundation, join the WhatsApp group for the BCom Foundation. If you're doing BCom Accounting, join that group as well. And if you're doing law or you're doing BCom General, we also have a group for you. In those groups, guys, feel free to ask as much as you can. And also remember that the university works on a bilingual policy, so you can ask your question in English, you can ask your questions in isiZulu. Feel free, we're there to assist you, and welcome again, guys. Have a nice one. My name is Dr. Jerry. I'm signing out, and, you know, hope to see you. Have a good one. Bye-bye.
Okay, thank you, Dr. Jerry. Now we move on to the next section, our first year experience coordinators. I see Mangaliso is here. Mangaliso?
Yes, Dr. Bendesaya can hear you.
Okay. Now, can you introduce students to, you know, in detail, what are some of the support services that we have in the university?
Okay. Okay, good morning, Prof. Mrs. Mkize, Dr. Bengesai, Dr. Jerry, and colleagues. My name is Simangaliso Bayabonga Zulu. I'm the FYE coordinator in the Teaching and Learning Office. Basically, my role is about having students and mentors. So you will, as my colleagues have mentioned, that you will be assigned mentors. Mentors are the senior students. So those mentors will assist you in terms of how to transition from high school to university. So each student will be assigned 2 mentors, which is a peer academic mentor and a peer wellness mentor. These are 2 different roles. So an academic mentor will assist you if we are having any issues that are related with your modules. So as you have been accepted to study at UKZN, that means we are going to register for modules, and you will have lecturers as well. So if you are having any issues that are related with your academic studies, for example, you are registered for accounting, you are doing accounting, and there are certain formulas that you do not understand, and then you can, first person that you need to approach is your mentor, and then your mentor will assist you in terms of how to resolve any academic issues that you might have. And as well, we have wellness mentors, and then a wellness mentor is also a senior student who's going to assist you socially if you are having any issues that you would like to discuss like in person, or you would like to discuss that are related with any social issues. So if, for instance, you are not feeling well, or there are any issues that are affecting your academic studies, then you can go to your mentor, wellness mentor. And in the university, it's actually a very huge institution. So we have a lot and different support services, as Dr. Jared mentioned, that we have student support services, whereby you may approach them if you're having any issues. Can also go to the writing place, as well as mentioned, if you're not sure how to write your essays. There's a different way in terms of how to write an essay. It's no longer the same as in the university, as in the high school, sorry. So you need, there's a certain way, a certain standard that your lecturers will be expecting for you to construct an essay. So it's completely different from a high school. So we have that services which is available if you are not sure how to construct your essay, and then you can approach your writing place. There are senior tutors who will assist you in terms of how to write a paragraph, how to construct, how to reference. Referencing, it's another important aspect that you as a first year student, you need to learn. That is an academic skill. The way we do things in the university is completely different from high school. The sources that we'll be using, you definitely need to acknowledge them. As Prof. Kize had mentioned in the beginning, that was his quote. So if you wish to use that quote to inspire greatness, to inspire others as well, you can use it and then acknowledge the person who have constructed that source. So same in your essays as well. You will be writing your essays, your assignments. So each and every word that you use or you paraphrase, you need to make sure that you reference. So there are different methods of referencing. So as you will be assigned mentors, we'll further discuss this, and we'll be also having seminars whereby we will teaching you in terms of how to reference properly, because there is an important academic skill that you need to learn going forward. So thanks very much, and now going to hand over to my colleague, or back to you, Dr. Anna, but I will be available as well. Should anyone have any queries that are related, I'll make sure that I respond to those queries. Back to you, Dr. Anna. Thank you so much, and I wish you all the very best in your academic studies. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Smangaliso. And maybe before we move on to the next topic, just to add that in addition to the services that Smangaliso has mentioned, we also have, a number of services like, the clinic. For instance, if you feel sick, there is a clinic which you can visit. We also have the HIV and AIDS program. We also have the disability program. So if you have any challenges, they could be maybe visual, they could be hearing, they could be actual physical. We do have the disability office. We also have, for those of you maybe, who attended Parents' Day, you might have heard about the financial, the student finance office. So that is the office that deals with all issues to do with your NSFAS queries, bursaries, scholarships. So we do have student finance as well. And like I mentioned, we also have another office that you need to always remember, and because it's a very, very important office, that is the Student Support Services, which are our resident psychologists. They are there to support you with any psychosocial issues that you might have, relationship-wise, maybe motivation, struggling with time management, struggling with, the workload. So they are there to support you. We have also sent you, for those of you who are registered, you will have received an orientation pack with an orientation guide to surviving at UKZN. In that guide, you will find all these services that we have mentioned. Most of the information that we've mentioned now, you will find it in that guide. So if you're from the School of Law, you will receive two guides, the Guide to Surviving at UKZN, and then another one that is specific to the School of Law. If you're from the School of Accounting, similarly, you will receive two guides, one that is specific to the School of Law, and then a generic one. Same with those who are in the School of Management, Information Technology, and Governance. So we have different support services. We even have, services for sports and recreation. Like for those of you who might want to be involved in sports and recreation, that is also available. We even have student student clubs, clubs that are formed by students. Like for instance, in accounting, we have, an association for accounting students. We have one for supply chain. So there's a lot that is going on, and you need to go to those guys. They will give you more detailed information in terms of what is available. So if you want to become a chartered accountant, you can actually start joining that association of, student for accountants, and you get to know what are the opportunities. What are other students who have gone before me? What are they doing? So there's a lot that is available for you in terms of supporting you outside of the actual lectures that you are going to be attending. So now we move on to the next topic, which is, I know a lot of you have been asking questions about how do I get my login details, my UKZN email? How do I get my access card? How do I get, information on where to get the timetable? So now I'm going to hand you over to Petlego. I don't see Stavi, so here I'm going to hand you over to Petlego, who is one of the FYE coordinators, to take you through how you get your login details, access, and so on. Petlego, over to you.
I'm available, Dr. Bengesai, and ready. I'm here.
Oh, okay. So yes, so Stabiso and Petlego, you can
you.
take that one up.
Thank you very much, Dr. Bengesai. Let me just open my screen so that everyone can see me. And good morning, students, and welcome to UKZN. I hope you are excited to be beginning this journey with us. As Dr. Anna has mentioned, my name is Tabiso Mkonza. I'm one of the first-year experience coordinators who's been assigned the School of Management, IT, and Governance. Some of you may have already been conversating with me on WhatsApp and on the side, and we've been already tackling some issues. So I'm excited that we are finally having this first session for our orientation day to start sort of onboarding you guys and inducting you to the university processes, so that as time goes on, you will get familiar with our processes and things will become easier as we proceed. So yeah, I see a lot of people are excited. Wonderful, wonderful. So now I'm going to share my screen and show you guys. First, we're going to start with accessing your emails. So just give me a minute so that I can share the file. Please let me know if you can see what I'm sharing. All right, I think you can see it. So, okay, so the first thing, the most important thing when you get to the institution is that you need to understand that for communication purposes, we have a method that we use. So it's not like in high school where you just go into the teacher's office, or the teacher will come to you and ask you a lot of things. So you'll find that there's going to be a lot of work that you have to do from your side. A lot of things are sort of given to you so that you can set up and get ready on your own. I think that's the main difference between high school and university, that in high school, a lot of things are done for you, but here at university, you have to get things sort of sorted yourself with the guidance and the assistance and the support from the university staff. But a lot of work will fall on your hands. That is very, very important to highlight as we start this process. So now, this is the first thing that you need to set up. So like I said earlier, for communication purposes, you need to get ready. You need to set up a UKZN email for you as a student. So for instance, the email will have a student number 2223 and so on and so on, and then at ukzn.ac.za. That is your UKZN student email, not the Gmail account that you were using to apply to UKZN. So as soon as you are registered, you need to set up this email, because all correspondence, all information will be migrated from your Gmail account into this email address. So if you're still relying on your Gmail, you'll be missing out on a lot of information from your lecturers, information from the FYE team, information for anyone, NASFA's financial advisors, everyone who's trying to reach you will be emailing you on the UKZN student email account, not your personal Gmail account. So that's the first thing that we need to clarify. That is very, very important. So now, the most important question now is, how do you set up that UKZN email? So on arrival at UKZN, this is what you should do as a student. So as a new student, you will automatically have access to the computer rooms or LANs on campus by swapping your student card. So obviously we'll get to the student card because all of you or most of you are still at home. So we'll get to that. How do you sort of set up your student card? In order for you to get your student card, you need to be registered on the system first. So there are steps and processes to everything. I saw a lot of students already on WhatsApp groups were asking, when can I get my student card, before they even registered. So you can't get your student card unless you're registered for the year and for the semester as well, so that you can be able to access campus. So here is the main important thing about accessing campus. There has been a communique from the Vice Chancellor that all students are not allowed on campus until they are registered. So it is important for you to wait to register yourself online and get probably your room allocated address for those that will be moving to rest before you move to campus, because we don't want you sleeping on the floor somewhere, sleeping in odd places around campus. So this is very, very important for you to understand. Okay, so now once you are registered, okay, so the first thing that you're going to do, this is sort of structured as if you were sort of already going to register on campus. So normally what you do on campus, you go register. Then once you register, then they will direct you to go to the RMS office or the student card office to get your student card sorted. And then before you go home, you probably have your student card already. But because of the new system that we're using, because of the lockdown and everything that happened since 2020, we've changed that process now. So now you need to get registered before you can gain access to campus and get your student card sorted. So now I'm going to jump and start with, I'm going to come back to student cards. So I'm going to now talk about logging ins first. And I'm going to start with logging in into your email. I'm not going to start with logging in into the computers, because you guys, we will not be using the computers as yet. So in order for you to log in on your email, you need to be able, okay. So first things first, let's start with, where do you go to register? Okay, so that's everyone is following. So the first thing that you need to do, that is going to happen, once you've been given an offer, then you've accepted that offer, you will be directed into this link, the Student Central link. So this link is going to take you to Student Enabler, where you can be able to select your modules and register. So now, in order for you to be registered, you need to be financially cleared first, meaning that either NSFAS must have confirmed your funding, that you are funded, and also must have conducted UKZN and allowed them to give you financial clearance so that you can go on the system and just register yourself. The second thing is, if you are not funded by NSFAS as yet, or you're still waiting for NSFAS to respond, you or your parents can actually take on the initiative and pay your registration fee so that you are able to register. And then at a later stage, once NSFAS has confirmed your funding, then you can get refunded on that registration fee that you paid, and you can give it back to your mom. So that is another process to navigate and to fast track the process of registration. So if maybe you are sitting there and you're stuck and you're not sure whether NSFAS is going to fund you or NSFAS is funding you as yet, please speak to your parents and tell them that if I get registered, then I can submit a form to UKZN, and then UKZN will speak to NSFAS, and my registration fee will be refunded once my funding has been confirmed. So that's the most important thing that you also need to understand. So once you get into this link now, you need to enter your student number, and then there will be a default PIN that will be created, and that default PIN will be sent to your mobile device or your cell phone. So it is important now that when you include your details or your cell phone number, when you're accepting your offer, the cell phone number that you put there is the number that is active, and the number that when an SMS is sent to you, you'll be able to receive it. That is very, very, very important. So now, once you've entered that PIN, then the system will take you into what we call a Student Central menu. And then on that menu, you will choose a Student Enabler. And then from Student Enabler, you will then go to, I think, Student Registration. And then you can start with your registration process. And the most important thing also is to always begin where you accept the rules, and then you check your contact details, whether they are correct or not. If maybe the email address that is there was your sister's email address, but now you've actually created your own Gmail, maybe email address, then you can include that as the new email address, updates the information, change it if there is something that has changed. Maybe let's say you had included your old cell phone number in the past and you still see on the system, it's still appearing. You need to change that and include the new cell phone number. So when you are registering, you don't just skip to the final phase of the process. You have to go through the process and ensure that you update all the information so that if there is any correspondence that is sent to you, then you can be able to receive that either on your cell phone number or on your Gmail account. But like I said, you also need to set up our email address, which I'm going to show you shortly. So once you've done that now, you will be able to register. In terms of registering and your modules and which modules are correct, which modules must I take or not, because I saw that a lot of students were getting excited and just clicking on everything on the system. And then they'll find that when they're trying to register a module and then it gets stuck because they maybe have taken more credit than they should, or all those minor issues. So it is important for you to make sure that you get assistance from the mentors. This is the reason why we've created the WhatsApp groups that we've created, so that you guys can go in there and say, what are the modules for first year? The mentor is now more experienced. They know where to check modules. The most important thing is that modules every year, some modules are closed, some modules are changed. So even if maybe, let's say your sister was a UKZN student 5 years ago doing BCom accounting, and they knew what modules were happening at the time or what modules were being offered at the time, but the program might have changed. So they might give you a list of modules for you to select, and you find that those modules are incorrect. We've had that issue in the past, where BCom accounting students were taking modules for students that are BCom general. So it is important that you go on the group, even after this. Let's say you are already registered, go on the group, send a screenshot to your mentor and say, are these the correct modules for BCom accounting? Especially that program, I'm highlighting it because we've had the challenge where students were registered for BCom general modules, but there are new modules now for become accounting students. So it's not like it's not the same as how it was 5 years ago. So please ensure that even though you may have been advised by your sister who's credible, who's a CA now, but the modules do change. So it is important that you speak to us who are still with the university, and we can update you on all the changes. So once now you've registered, now this system here, Student Central, it will give you access to registration, what I've already highlighted, viewing your results. So this is also where you're going to see your 100%, your 80s, your 90s, your brilliance, you know, and I'm sure that all of you guys will be doing very, very well, since the mentors will be there working very hard with you guys and ensuring that you are understanding the content as well. So the mentor must be your best friend, you know, because there's a lot that they will be assisting you with in your first year. All right, so another thing where what you're going to find on Student Central is your application to residence. So I'm sure some of you have already seen that, you know, I've got some queries where you're telling me that, you know, your registration is not confirmed as yet, you're not registered, and there are issues on that online process. I believe we will be having representatives from Student Residence Affairs to assist us with maybe some of the issues and answer some of your questions when it comes to residence. However, in the meantime, you can still sort of inquire from mentors and from us if maybe there is something that is out of the ordinary when it comes to your residence application. And lastly, another thing that you can check, which I've been getting a lot from students and parents as well, is checking your fees statement. So a lot of people want their quotation, maybe for a bursary or for a funding or from a sponsorship, a grant from government, and so on and so forth, and they want these fee statements. So now if you want a formal fee statement, you need to email westvillefees@ukzn.ac.za if you are based in Westville campus. So now the quotation that they will give you will have everything that you are registered for. If you are also registered for residence, they will have it. But let's say you take your fee statement before you are registered for res, it will not appear. So that means that you might find that your sponsor will only give you the funding only for your modules, and they will not give you the funding for res. So please make sure that you check that everything on that fee statement that you've requested from Westville Fees includes everything, including residence and your modules or your cost for your cost of study. All right, so now let's move on and look at now the email address. So before we go there, this is what you also need to understand. If you want to access library resources, so this will be the link that you will use to access the library resources. And we'll be sharing this information with you as well, so that it becomes easy for you to just click on these links. Okay, another platform where you need to log in before we get to emails is our Learn platform or our Moodle platform. I think we've updated that, so it's no longer Learn. So it's our Moodle platform. So it is important for you also to know that you need to log in here. And this is where now you will find all your learning materials. So all your modules will be listed there. You will get all your content, and so if you click on each module, you will then see, okay, this is the plan for the entire semester. On week 1, this is what we're studying. Week 2, this is what we're studying. There will also be a timetable for that specific module. So you remember you'll be doing maybe 5 modules, for instance, or maybe for students that are doing BCom Foundation, probably 3 modules in your first in your first semester. So when you go to the Moodle platform, that is where you're going to find all your modules there. And if you click on each module, there will be a timetable for each module. There will be learning material for each module. So this is another platform that you need to be part of as soon as possible. It is our online learning platform. It is important. Even if you are on campus, you still need to access this. And here's another thing that happens. So if you're not accessing this, okay, now the question is, how frequent should you access this? I would say that if possible, maybe 3 times a day, like you take your pills. So you're going to check in the morning, during the day, and then in the evening as well. So now, when you are doing that, the system here is always sort of highlighting, okay, this student is accessing it, and it won't send an email to the lecturer to say student so and so has not accessed this online platform. So if you're not accessing this, your lecturer will know immediately that, oh, okay, this person is actually chilling and they are not accessing the material that we've referred or that we put up for them on the Moodle platform. So it is very, very important that you access this 3 times a day, 3 times a day, like how you take your pills. It is where you found your announcements for the module. The test dates will be announced from there. If you're going to be writing on campus, the seat numbers will be posted on Moodle. Every little thing that pertains to your studies will be on Moodle. So Moodle is your second best friend, same as your mentor. So it is important for you guys also to be familiar with this platform. So here's what you can do. You can go on your cell phone and download the UKZN app, which will include Moodle as well, so that you have it next to you at all times. So you can download our UKZN app in order for you to get access to this at all times, and you can just easily check it on your phone. You don't have to go to your PC in order for you to access this information. So so it is a free platform. So that means that it doesn't take any data from you. Obviously, you're going to have to use our VPN in order for you to access into this free service as well. Okay. So in this platform, like I said, lecturers can put up notes, assignments, and quizzes for students to access from anywhere in the world. Moodle can also mark assignments and tests for the teacher and input these marks into each student's gradebook. So you see how important this is. Even though sometimes it's not Moodle that marks your script, the lecturer can mark the script and then they will post all the marks on Moodle. So if you don't check, you might actually miss and not know that your marks are out. So this is why you need to check this 3 times a day. Also, you can submit your assignments from anywhere in the world, from at home, from rural areas, from urban areas, from the deserts, anywhere. You can actually submit your assignments as well. All right. So like I said, in order for you to access Moodle, you must use these. You must use Chrome, Firefox, which are preferable because they are faster. And you can search for using this. Obviously, we will share this with you. And now, once you've done this, you will be required to enter your student number and your LAN password. So, which is what we're going to be talking about shortly. All right. Now, let's talk about your Office 365. So, the Office 365 is available for all current UKZN staff and students. So this is a collection of services that allows you to collaborate and share your schoolwork. So there are different platforms here, like your OneNote, your Excel, your PowerPoint, and your Word. And I think we're going to have a session where we're talking more about this. So between one of these sessions we're having this week, we're going to be discussing this also and assisting you further. All right. So now, let me just get this set up. Okay, so now let's talk about the emails. Okay, let's talk about the email. So you need to access your student email. So when you're accessing your student email, the first thing that you need to do, obviously here is the information. You're going to be using Microsoft Outlook. So there are two ways of accessing Microsoft Outlook. The first way is to download it in your phone. You can just download, go to your Google Play Store, or you can, if you're using an iPhone, it's an iStore, then you get your Microsoft Outlook, download it into your phone, install it. And once you've done that, you're going to use where it says input your student email address. So you're going to put your student number, then you add stu.ukzn.ac.za and your login password. So the first time around, your login password is not set up. So you need to set it up. I think the first initial password that you put there is STU and your date of birth. STU for student, STU, then your date of birth. So it's all small caps. You put it, so you're gonna put your student email, which is your student number at stu.ukzn.ac.za. And then in terms of your password, you are going to use STU, then you put your day when you were born. So if you were born on the 19th, you're gonna put 19. If it's March, you're gonna put 1903. If it was in 2023, then you're gonna say 2023. You include the entire year. So again, I'll repeat, it's going to be STU 1903-2003. So I know there's a lot of you that are younger, so probably we are dealing with the 2Ks here. Wonderful, wonderful. So that is how you're going to be logging in on your emails at the initial process. Then the system will redirect you now to go and set up your new password. So your new password, you're going to set up for yourself. Now, here are things that you need to understand when you're setting up a password. You need to make sure that what you're using in your password, you don't include your name. So let's say your name is Sizwe or Michael. You can't say Michael 2022. That is too easy. Anyone can guess that. You can't say Sizwe in 1995 or 19.
Colleagues, are you still able to hear Tabiso?
No, I think he's gone off for a bit.
Oh, okay. Is there anyone else who can take over now?
I'm not sure.
Okay. I think, it's fine. We can proceed. So students, the guide that Mr. Mkonza was sharing, it's also been shared by Dr. Jerry in the chat. So you can download it. All the information is there. Okay. So what I want to now talk to you about now is the first year experience module course. So we have mentioned the mentors,
that each student will be allocated a mentor, a peer wellness mentor who is there to assist you with, any challenges that you're experiencing, as well as a peer academic mentor. You will receive a peer academic mentor who assists you with the academic content in the first year. So that is the first aspect of the first year experience program. The mentorship program, you have your WhatsApp groups where you interact and meet with your mentors. The second aspect of the first year experience course is the first year experience course, which is available online. Staniso, can you please maybe stop sharing your screen? Okay. So your mentors will take you through how to access this course, but it's available on Learn 2023, which is the same site that you get all the other courses that you're registered for. So as a first year student, you need to complete this course. This course is self-paced, it's year-long, which means you can access it at any time. And some of the information that we have been sharing with you now, you also find it in greater depth on the first year experience course. So like I said, it's available on the Moodle site that Mr. Nkonza has mentioned, which is available on the Learn 2023 site. It's called the FYE course. So when you go to your courses, you will have something that says FYE, UKZN FYE course. So this course is divided into 4 units. The first unit is what we call the onboarding unit, which is a unit which introduces you to a number of issues, including some that have been mentioned now. We also have, for instance, introduction to UKZN. That is the first section of this course. It's self-paced. You can access it at any time. But however, make sure that you complete this course by the end of the year. So for instance, Unit 1, you must complete it by maybe say around April of this year. Unit 2 by June, July. Unit 3 by September, and then Unit 4 at least by December. However, you can access any of the units at any time. Okay. So other topics include, for instance, some of the policies like Ms. Naidu spoke to you about the academic exclusion policy is there. You can find it there. It has also, how to appeal on NSPAS. You get that information there. The different rules, academic monitoring policy, as well as the robot system that we use to determine whether a student is at risk. Other topics also include, for instance, transformation charter, ethics statement. As a UKZN student, you must know what are the UKZN values. Prof. Mkize mentioned this at the beginning. So you need to know what are these values, because your conduct as a first year student is expected to align with these values as well. So please, you will get all details about this course. So the first unit of this course focuses on introducing you to UKZN. What does it mean to be a UKZN student? What is expected of you as a UKZN student? What policies you have to abide by as a UKZN student? And you also need to know within those policies, what happens, for instance, if you do anything that is contrary to these policies. Unit 2 introduces you to other topics such as, how to set goals for yourself, time management, learning styles, library skills, digital skills, and so on. Unit 3 focuses on, different topics like your motivation, how to deal with gender-based violence, bullying, and so on. And Unit 4 focuses on financial literacy. You're going to receive your NSFAS funding. How do you manage that money to ensure that it lasts you the entire year? So it's going to deal with financial management. So it's very important that you understand that the first year experience program has got different aspects. The mentorship is just one aspect. These are your big sisters, big brothers who are there holding your hand, assisting you through the first year. Then you have this course that you need to complete, which is available online. It's self-paced, meaning you can access it at any time. You can complete it at any time. And then the last part of the first year experience program is the weekly seminars. We also have weekly seminars on a Wednesday. During these weekly seminars, we focus on other topics because, you know, sometimes when you do things on your own, on the Moodle side, or maybe sometimes some information might not be clear, you know, so we have these face-to-face sessions where you can actually ask questions about some of the issues that you are actually going through. So this is our first year experience program in a nutshell. 3 aspects to it: mentorship program, which is mainly done on the WhatsApp groups; the first year experience course, which is available on the Learn side, as well as the weekly seminars, which are available, which are face-to-face seminars where you can actually interact with your mentors. You interact with so many other people there, your student support services, your residents, it may be there are issues to do with residents, finance, and so on. So this become like face-to-face interactions where you can ask any questions. Okay, we are also going to send you the list of the different student support services that we have and the contact people, so you can, you know, if I need information on HIV and AIDS, who do I go to? If I need information on the clinic, I need to visit the clinic, who do I go to? Need information on NSFAS and so on. So we're going to send you as well the list of all of those services. Okay. Sabiso? Okay. So,
yes, Dr. Penge, I am back.
Were you done with that presentation?
No, show them because they need to set up a password first before they can log in on their email. Yes, I just need to show them the screen quickly.
Okay.
Yes, thank you. All right. Okay, everyone, my apologies for that. It's a poor network connection, but I'm back now. So as you can see here on the screen, I've shared the link in our chat. This link is where this is going to take you here. So as you can see here, this is where I've included it's got my initials and my password. So if you are a new student, here, you're going to put your student number at ukzn.ac.za. Then here, you are going to put what I was telling you about, which was STU, and then your date of birth. So it's the date of birth in this format. It's going to be STU, then it's your day when you were born, the month you were born, and the full year. So if you are born in 2003, you're going to write 2003. And then here, it's where you're going to put your new password. And then you confirm the new password that you're going to be using. This password is very, very important. You can't forget it because it's going to give you access to your Student Central. It's going to give you access to your Moodle page, which we're just talking about. In terms of the FYE course that Dr. Bengisai was just talking about, there is an access code that we will give you.
Sabiso, are you there? It seems we have lost Sabiso there. I think we can, in the meantime, we can address some of the questions that have been asked by students in the Q&A. I've tried to capture quite a few of these questions. So for those of you, we have questions, related to curriculum, like those who want to switch from one program to another, how to choose modules and so on. For all those curriculum related issues, please note that we have a session on Wednesday from 10 to 12, where you can actually ask those questions to the academics from the different schools. So they will be in a better position to give you the correct advice on which modules do you need to register for. Is it possible for you to move from one program to another? Because you need to understand that programs are different, for different requirements. So whether you can move from one program to another depends on whether you meet those requirements for that program. So please, all those questions related to the curriculum, related to the actual subjects, modules that you're going to be registering, make sure you attend the session for the school that you are registered for on Wednesday. For those of you who are registered for the Bachelor of Commerce Extended Curriculum, you will also get a separate link so that you can also ask questions related to the Bachelor of Commerce Extended Curriculum. So that means Bachelor of Commerce in Accounting Extended Curriculum is well as Bachelor of Commerce Extended Curriculum, which is the Bachelor of Commerce General Stream. So all those questions are going to be addressed on Wednesday. Another question that has been mentioned a lot is to do with mentors. So I'm assuming there are some students who are here who haven't been allocated mentors yet. So Dr. Jere, can you please respond to that question? There are students who are asking when they will be allocated mentors.
Okay, I just actually did respond to this question. So what's happening right now is, that's why I'm asking everybody, can we join into the WhatsApp groups? You should have an email with a link into the WhatsApp groups, okay? So if you don't get that email, you can also use this group, these links that I'm just sharing right now, and I've just shared it immediately now, okay? So make sure you find yourself within which group you fall under. If you are foundation, you should join the link for the foundation. If you are in the link, or if you're doing accounting, you should join the link for accounting, and so on and so forth, including your BCom General. Okay, so just make sure you join into the links. Then after that, right now everything is dealing with registration issues. So making sure that all of you come on board, all of you has fully been registered. And then when the registration stops, you will be allocated into separate mentors immediately. So right now, just make sure you join into the WhatsApp groups, and you will find your mentors in there who will deal with all of your issues. And then after registration is done, then all of you will have assigned an individual mentor for yourself. So you have one mentor who is an academic mentor. Their job is to help you with your schoolwork, and to also, you will be having sessions where you'll be meeting with your mentor, doing work that they've assigned to you, allocated. Obviously, this is work that we've all looked at. The work is based on the individual subjects, okay? And then you have another mentor who is referred to as your wellness mentor. Your wellness mentor is the one who's going to be dealing with your adjustment issues, any issues that you have socially and so on. Then you can talk to your wellness mentors. So all of you essentially should have two mentors that are allocated to you. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Jere. There have also been a lot of questions related to registration and withdrawal of offers. For some, maybe they received offers for some programs, and then the offers were withdrawn. So please do attend tomorrow's session. Because tomorrow's session, we are going to be addressing all these registration issues. So we're going to have someone from the College Academic Services Office this is the office that deals with your acceptance of offers and registration issues. So they will be addressing all these registration issues that you have.
sorry, Doctor, could I also just contribute to that one? There's also, based on what Dr. Bengisai has talked about, a number of students have also talked about this withdrawal of offers. Now, what is happening is that most of the students are not taking up the offers within 3 days, so then the offers are withdrawn. So if you have your offer that is withdrawn, also it's very important that you join the WhatsApp group and just mention it to your mentor that your offer has been withdrawn. Then they'll take down your details to try and assist you to have the offer also regenerated as well. So it's important that we all jump into these WhatsApp groups for our specific programs and raise all of your issues in there as well. Thank you.
Okay. And then there are issues to do with NSFAS, that is student funding. Then also how to receive your timetable and textbook list. So for textbook list, you will have to, like I said, please, anything related to the curriculum, make sure that on Wednesday, you attend the orientation for the respective school. You will get all the information related to textbooks. And then in terms of how to receive your timetable, I think on Thursday, we are going to have a live demonstration of how you can download your timetable and how you can read the timetable. Because it's not just about downloading the timetable, it's also about how do you read the timetable. So on Thursday, we have a session where we have a live demonstration on how you can download and read your timetable. And then another question was, what is a credit? What is a credit? Okay, so I'm going to explain what a credit is. So for the different courses that you are doing or the modules that you are registered for, you know, there is the content that goes into that module, right, is weighted in terms of how much time, how much contact time, that is the time that you are in class, in lectures and tutorials, contact with the lecturer. How much time do you need and effort do you need to put in terms of your personal study? How much time in terms of the assessments, the exams, the tests, and everything. So the credits actually refer to the amount of work and then the time value for that work. So you have a course which is 16 credits. Basically, a credit is 10 hours. So 16 credits is 160 hours. So it basically means for a course that is 16 credits, you should at least have 160 hours, which include the contact time with the lectures, in the lecture and your consultation, and in the tutorials or demonstration, if you have lab work. Also, how much time in terms of assessments is involved in that module, as well as how much time in terms of your self-study. So basically, you need to look at it from that perspective. If you have a 16 credit course, it means 160 hours of that. And out of that 160 hours, part of that time is for lectures, part of that time is for tutorials, part of that time is for your self-study, examinations, as well as other assessments. So in terms is the amount of work, workload for that course and its time value. That's basically what a credit is. So most of the modules that you're going to be registered for are 16 credit course in the College of Law and Management Studies. You might have a few anomalies, maybe where you will have courses with 8 credits or 32 credits. So if it's 32 credits, you simply know it's 320 hours. So already that gives you an idea of how much of time and effort you need to put into that particular course. So the credit, it gives you, it sort of like gives you an idea of how much effort you need to put, and that effort is quantified in terms of time. Is that clear? Yes, I see a hand. Is it Mangaliso or Pehleko? Pehleko, we can't hear you. We can't hear you.
Dr. Anna, are we taking questions from our students as well?
Yes, we will take questions from our students.
All right, so we have Tutugani, Madlala Tutugani. Would you like to go ahead? Tutugani, please unmute. Go for it, Tutugani. Okay, there's a problem there. Let's move to Nosife. Nosife. Please unmute Nosife. Unmute Nosife. Okay, there's a problem there. Let's move on to maybe these old hands that were raised in error, maybe. Let's try Carissa. Carissa, do you have a question? Carisha? Unmute, please. No. Nebo Ngobo. Unmute, please. Okay, students, please just post your questions under the.
Sorry, Hazel, they're saying there is no option to unmute mics.
Okay, in the meantime, please just post questions in the Q&A chat facility. I will try and sort out that issue. Thank you, Dr. Anna.
Okay, thank you, Hazel. Dr. Jerry, I see your hand is up.
Okay, thank you very much. In the meantime, I just wanted to make a quick comment with those that are building anxiety around the modules, especially around the textbooks. There's those comments that I'm seeing. Okay, so the first thing that I would like to advise all students is please don't buy any textbooks for now. Wait until you've registered. Wait until your department tells you the recommended text that they'll be using for this particular semester. Okay, sometimes you find other students who have done that course, they want to sell you books, they're older books. Sometimes you find that those books actually have been changed or newer versions have actually been recommended for that particular module. So don't rush into buying books. You want to wait for the department as well. I think that was one of the common themes that was coming out around books. Then also the idea of the timetable also, just a general note that I think maybe they would be aware, it's important to be aware of, is that you need to remember, I'll give you for example, if you're doing like BCom accounting, okay, so you're going to be doing ISTN, you're going to be doing accounting, you're going to be doing maths, you're going to be doing statistics. Each of those modules has got a timetable that your department is also going to give you. So I think in the same advice that Dr. Bengsai was talking about is you want to wait for the department to tell you. So when that module is being taught, all of those modules, you put them together and that's when you make a timetable. So don't panic also. There's a question that is asking about when will I get the timetable? When is the timetable coming out? I think when you register, then you'll get all that information also. Okay, thank you.
All right, thank you, Dr. Jerry. Okay, so we do have quite a few queries, I think, related to offers that have been maybe withdrawn. What I'm going to suggest is that all those students who have issues with offers that have been withdrawn, can you please send maybe your student numbers or contact details, Tabiso, FYE coordinators, can you get the details of the student so that we can follow up, with the college academic services office on their behalf? So can you get their details maybe in the chat? Students can just send their student numbers, and then we can follow up on their behalf, because I see there are quite a number who have those issues.
Yes, Dr. Anna. Alternatively, students can also email us. We're going to post our email addresses on the chat, so that maybe if we don't get your student number from the list of the chats, then you can just email me directly and I will compile a list and we'll follow up for you guys as a group, okay?
Okay. And then another issue is that students are saying they're experiencing, challenges with I think the login and the learn password. So I'm going to suggest that this also is handled in the WhatsApp group. So students, please join the WhatsApp groups. And what you can do, you can get someone to assist you in the WhatsApp groups. Your mentors will assist you in terms of if you're having challenges with your LAN password. So please join the WhatsApp groups, and that will be resolved in the WhatsApp group. Okay. Is transport provided from residence to school, vice versa? Yes. If you're living in the university residences, there will be transport will be provided. And the schedules for the shuttles, those will be sent. They are usually sent on the university notices, and all students will receive that. Also in the residences, there will be a notice on the shuttle times as well. Okay. I don't know, Hazel, are the students able to unmute now so we can address some of the questions that they have?
I have tried to upgrade them. So Tutugani, could you please unmute now and see if it works? Tutugani, Madlal. Looks like it's not working at the moment. So it's okay. We will have it sorted for tomorrow's session. For today, we'll just take questions in the chat or in the Q&A facility. Sorry about that, students, but tomorrow we'll make sure that we are able to hear you as well.
Okay. There are students I see. What to do if your modules are clashing? There is no way your first year modules should clash. The only reason would be maybe that you've probably chosen the wrong courses. So I would advise that you attend the session on Wednesday. If you're having a challenge with any of your modules that are clashing, it's most probably that you chose the wrong modules. So the academics from your respective schools will be able to help you resolve that. If you have any modules that are clashing, that shouldn't happen for a first year student. Dr. Jere, the WhatsApp links are not working. I think students are having challenges connecting on the WhatsApp links that have been shared in the chat.
Oh, okay. No. Not that they're not working. I think it could have been also a limit issue. So we'll just refresh them. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, because yesterday they were using it. Okay.
Okay. Financial clearance. Please contact Westville Fees. So it's basically Westville Fees, no space, Westville Fees, one word, at ukzn.ac.za. Also, you can send an email to your FYE coordinators. They can also assist you in getting in touch with the Westville Fees office. So those who need financial clearance, and usually, it could be that, for instance, if you paid via the bank, most likely, it takes, I think, about 48 hours, before it clears. So it could be that you you haven't been cleared yet because, you know, it's still within that 48-hour period. But usually you should get your clearance after 48 hours. But if you haven't, please don't hesitate to contact that office, or you can contact the FYE coordinators. They've sent their email addresses. They've posted their email addresses in the chat section. They can assist you. Okay, Staviso.
Yeah, thank you, Dr. Anna. Okay, yes, I see there's also a question that was addressed to me to say I must post the link for updating the password. I'm doing it as we speak. But I wanted to warn students about something important, especially students that are, you know, planning on taking on the private accommodation. Because what happens, especially when you guys will start accessing campus, there will be a lot of landlords advertising their beautiful accommodations, and you may jump and take that, and they will tell you that NSFAS is going to pay your rent on your behalf. So now, here is a warning. There are a lot of technicalities in that. First of all, you need to get a form from the Department of Student and Resident Affairs to say that our residences are full, hence you are given permission to go and stay in a private accommodation. Basically, all NSFAS funded students should be staying at res. If the residences are full, then you can now be given permission to go live in a private accommodation. Now, I've had students in the past who went and stayed in a private accommodation, and you find that they are owing the landlord maybe 4 months, 6 months of rent, and NSFAS is refusing to pay. And the landlord now is withholding the students' belongings and so on and so forth. So it becomes a mess. So be very, very careful with that. You need to get permission from the institution, because even those private accommodations, they need to be registered with the institution, and the institution has to do an inspection and actually approve the residence or the private accommodation where you're going to stay, that it is a place that is suitable for students. So do not rush, wait. Even if you are not getting a response from the residence's office, please inform myself or Petseho or Smanga, then we can try and assist you. Or we will give you a list, an email address that you need to contact. But if you're not getting any response, send us an email. We'll put together a list of all the first-year students that need residences, and we'll submit it. And we'll talk to some of our colleagues there, and they will allocate you guys, okay? So please be very, very careful, because in the past, we've had a massive issue with this, and it can actually disturb your studies. Thank you, Dr. Anna.
Okay, Dr. Jere, is that a new hand?
No, it was an old one. I think I just wanted to say that the updated links for those that have not joined in the group will be sent out in tomorrow's session.
Okay, all right.
Sorry, Dr. Anna.
Yes, Hazel.
I just wanted to remind the students that if they have not seen information about first-year experience, the entire program, it is available on our CLMS homepage or school homepages. So they can download the program there, and they'll be able to RSVP for the other sessions that are coming up tomorrow up until Friday. So please visit our college website, College of Law and Management Studies. You'll find the program, and please RSVP. And also on Wednesday, make sure that you just click or attend the session related to the program that you have applied for or registered for. So for example, law, just go to the one dealing with law only. And it's all there on the schedule that I'm referring you to. Thanks.
Okay, thank you, Hazel, for that. Staviso has also shared the information about the FYE program in the chat section, so you can get that information there. So now I think we are going towards the end of our program for today. So let me just summarize a few of the issues that we have discussed today. So today we have introduced you to the first year experience program. And like I mentioned, first year experience program is made up of, there are three aspects to the first year experience program. The mentorship program, Dr. Jerry has explained that you will receive 2 mentors. So if you haven't received a mentor, the chances are we probably got your registration information on Friday, or you are not yet registered. So it's only students who are registered who have already been allocated mentors. We cannot allocate you a mentor if you have not registered, because we don't know whether you will eventually register. So for those of you who haven't been allocated, it could be either your registration, it happened today or on Friday. And so we have only just received your information. So please be patient. You will receive, you will be allocated a mentor, or it could be that you are just not registered as yet. And then the second aspect is that you have the FYE course, which is on Moodle on Learn 2023. Students will be enrolled onto that course. First year students will be enrolled on that course. You don't have to enroll on your own. You will be enrolled and you will actually receive the enrollment key once you are registered. And then the third aspect is the weekly seminars. So you will receive emails for the weekly seminars. Okay. And our orientation program for this week is a week long. So we have today's session. Tomorrow we have another session. And like I said, tomorrow we are actually focusing on the college rules, the rules for the different programs. So if you're doing Bachelor of Commerce in accounting, what are the rules for the Bachelor of Commerce in accounting? So we are more specific tomorrow. We are also dealing with registration issues. A lot of the questions that we had about registration, we are addressing them tomorrow. We have people from the office which deals with registration. They will be answering those questions. On Wednesday is school-based issues. So you are receiving curriculum advice. What modules do you need to register for? Issues of textbooks, issues of progression, who are your lecturers, and so on. All of those issues are addressed on Wednesday. And then on Thursday, what are we dealing with on Thursday? Oh, yes, on Thursday, we are dealing with, timetables, and then issues of, Zoom, Microsoft Teams, Microsoft Word, Microsoft Excel. These are basically some of the systems that we are going to be interfacing with. So you need to know, for instance, if a tutorial is going to be on Microsoft Teams, how do you access Microsoft Teams, and so on, as well as how do you read your timetable. I saw a lot of questions, some were asking, about the blogs and so on. So we will have a live demonstration where we show you how you read the timetable. And then on Friday, we are focusing on student support services. Like I said, these are our resident specialist psychologists who are there to support you with issues of mental health, psychosocial adjustment, and so on. So are there any questions that you have for us that have not been answered in this session, or questions that will not be answered in the sessions to follow? Are there any questions? I don't want to close out anyone before we close this program.
Yes, Dr. Pengisai, Amahle is saying yes. She said she also posted a question on the Q&A, and it hasn't been answered. So I've asked that please email us also, so that we can attend to your questions as well. So maybe if it was possible for her, because I can see it's an important question, if it was possible for her perhaps to post it on the chat here, so that we can also address
the one that I see from Amahle has to do with residents. I accepted the offer for residents, but it hasn't updated. Now I don't want to know when I'm going to be allocated and when it will be updated. I think this has been answered. We said all issues related to residents, please send an email to the FYE coordinators. And then they can follow up directly with residents' office. So all questions related to residents, please send an email. They've sent, maybe you can send another email with the email addresses, Stabiso.
Yes, yes, okay.
Yes. Do first-year students need to pay both registration and residence fees while they are waiting for NSFAS? Or they have to pay only for academic registration fee only? Okay, we will get back to you on the issue of NSFAS tomorrow. We will seek the correct answer from Student Finance Office. We don't want to give you information which might not be accurate, so we will get information from the office which deals with issues of, student fees as well as NSFAS. So we have noted this question, and we will answer it in tomorrow's session. Okay, there's a student, those students who have registered and have not been allocated a mentor, please send emails again to the FYE coordinators. Please send emails to the FYE coordinators and they will allocate you a mentor. Any issues that you have with the first years, please, the emails that we have shared, the FYE coordinators, this is where you send all questions related to the first year students. So send all your issues to the emails that have been sent. Amanda, send all your queries to the first year experience coordinators. They will deal with those issues for you. Okay. Please note that at this stage, we do not have a specific link for instance, for Bachelor of Administration, or a special link for maybe say, finance or whatever. We have links for the different schools. So we've got a link for the School of Law. We've got a link for the School of Accounting, Economic and Finance. We've got a link for the School of Management, Information Technology and Governance. We also have a link for the Bachelor of Commerce Extended Curriculum. Within those groups, students are going to be further divided based on their mentors. And that's where you'll find that in your mentor group, the small group with your mentor, you will have students from the same program. So for instance, if your mentor, your academic mentor for B-admin, it means all the students that are in that small group will be from B-admin. So right now, the main links that we have shared are for the schools. So if you are in the School of, if it's Bachelor of Administration, please join the link for the School of Management, Information Technology and Governance. You will get further links within that group. Further information will be provided in that group. Should we be on campus on the 13th, all lectures are going to be face-to-face. So which means you should be on campus by the 13th, provided that you are registered. Yes, I saw a question, registration closes on the 24th. So what happens? Only registered students should be on campus. So if you are not registered and lectures start on the 13th, what happens in that situation? We are going to answer that question in tomorrow's session as well. Remember, I said all registration issues will be addressed in tomorrow's session. Okay, any closing remarks, colleagues? Any closing remarks?
Yes, Dr. Anna, maybe just an important thing for students to note, please join the groups, and every little query that you have, we will be addressing it in those groups. So we'll be paying specific attention. There's the whole team, there are mentors, there's us. So just like we're doing now, we will be attending to those questions. I see there's quite a lot. Some people are asking about the food courts, they're asking about the gym and all those things. All that information will be dealt with in the groups. So you can ask us about that. And someone was asking if they should be on campus by the 13th. Yeah, and also we will be answering those questions. But to answer your question now in terms of being on campus, even if you are not on campus, there will be links available for you to attend via Zoom. So if you are still at home and you haven't been allocated rest, there's no need to panic. You will be attending via Zoom your lectures, and then as soon as your residence is sorted, then you can come to campus. And also once you are registered. So if maybe you're not registered and it's delayed up until maybe the 13th, please let us know so that we can probably assist you gain access to your material as well while you are sorting yourself out with the registration money and all those things. So yes, thank you.
Thanks, Tabi. So we look forward to seeing all the students again tomorrow at 10 o'clock sharp for a session on understanding the handbook. Thank you, Dr. Anna.
Yes, Prof. Mkhize.
Thank you, colleagues. Let me share with the students my motto. I use the 5 P's. Proper planning prevents poor performance. I hope you're writing it down. If you write the test or exams, proper preparations prevent poor performance. My history teacher used to say, if you perspire more during the times of peace, you will bleed less during the times of war. I repeat, if you perspire more during the times of peace, you bleed less during the times of war. If you work hard during the times of learning, come examinations, come test, you won't have a problem, okay? Thank you very much. Have a great day ahead. Bye-bye.